Come, let us explore how meditation secretly contains every tool we need. Please chant with me. Oops, let's try this over here. The Nobel laureate Albert Einstein is said to have quipped, "Any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. However, it takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. In a vast ocean-like throng of rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel fools, there are many who insist that enlightenment is attainable only for the special few, who live in a special place in a special time. With special companions and have received special teachings from a special teacher because they're so damn special and we're not." But that is not what the Buddha taught. Real or archetypical, he taught that enlightenment was as simple as mastering the Eightfold Path, and that could be done in as little as 7 days. How egalitarian is that? The key to this right view that empowers letting go the points of love. The key to this right view that empowers letting go the 4 points of right love, and the effortless effort of having all choices, utterances, and deeds flow from love-centered spontaneity is simply mindfulness and meditation. For when practiced enthusiastically, sustainably, and effectively, mindfulness and meditation are the spiritual equivalent of a Swiss Army knife. In the golden age of In the golden age of proto-Buddhism, before the folly of institutionalism, set in like black mold infesting a cabin in the woods, the only teachings were the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which contain the essence of all morality, which is loving kindness or metta. Remember, actively striving to focus upon or analyze loving kindness could only produce nothing more than a mere analog, pale and flaccid and worthless and weak. For the highest love is the effortless byproduct of mindfulness and meditation, spontaneous and uncontrived. Yearning to do the living thing is all well and fine, but how could we know what the right thing is? What the most kind manner is in which to do it, and when the most kind time in which it must be done, centered spontaneity. When our choices, utterances, and deeds flow from the centered spontaneity, which in turn is generated by our practice of mindfulness and meditation. Love's kindness is as natural and as effortless as our next breath. For those of us who are keen to devote ourselves to a Najan Roji Sifu or Lama, our ultimate teacher is simply our mindfulness and meditation. For the sole purpose of the outer teacher is to acquaint ourselves with the inner one, which could be done in but one sitting. For those who are keen to make offerings, there's no finer object of such gifts than our teacher who is kind enough to give us instruction and answer our questions. Although optional donations could be lovely, the greatest offering we could make to our teacher is none other than the enthusiastic and sustainable practice of their instructions concerning mindfulness and meditation. For those of us who are keen to seek protection from the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, there is no greater safety to be had than by passively noticing whatever past, present, or potential dread spontaneously cartwheel across the metaphoric stage of our mind as we effortlessly sit in mindfulness, and then viscerally relax in harmony with meditation's next exhalation. For those of us who are keen to manifest the fulfillment of all mental, interpersonal, physical, and circumstantial needs, we but only have to vulnerably notice the various and sundry desires that could dance like sugar plums in children's dreams as we breathe in, and meditatively relax and release as we breathe out. Recent centuries have seen a rise in the popularity of training in the 3 marks of reality, or tilakkhana. Yet as we sit in mindfulness once every 12 hours or so, we cannot help but automatically notice, recall, or anticipate stress or dukkha. And as we meditatively relax into our exhalations, we cannot help but viscerally experience how that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as temporary or anicca, and as non-graspable as if they simply were not us or anatta. Even the I forgot the preposition. Even the tyranny of the 5 mental... Oh, I guess I did not. Okay. Even the tyranny the 5 mental poisons exert over our choices, utterances, and deeds is easily attained through mindfulness and meditation. First, as we meditatively relax into our exhalation, whatever dread we vulnerably noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable as mirror-like wisdom. Second, as we meditatively release into our exhalation, whatever desire we passively noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as empty as discerning wisdom. Third, as we meditatively relax into our exhalation, whatever turmoil we vulnerably noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable as pervading wisdom. Fourth, as we meditatively release into our exhalation, Whatever jealousy we randomly noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as void as all-accomplishing wisdom. Fifth, as we meditatively relax into our exhalation, whatever pride we fleetingly noticed during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable as equalizing wisdom. Each complex life form upon this big blue marble we call Earth has evolved to be hedonistic at heart. Yet nothing being all phenomena could give us as much of the bliss on tap, afforded to us by the easy practice of mindfulness and meditation. Come, let us walk in the Buddha's footsteps. Having concluded our opening lesson, let's shift gears. It is Yoda Monday morning. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. After approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation in the manner of the stereotypical autistic that I am. That I could become your nerdy, neurodivergent guide to Nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. So we come now to this morning, the latest iteration of this morning's practice text. Oh, won't you please chant with me? Whatever comes, may all beings let it come. Whatever stays, may all beings let it stay. Whatever goes, may all beings let it go. Welcome to the first of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger upon the tip of our left little finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the bladder region of our lower abdomen. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to during each exhalation, we're going to physically relax as best we can while reciting, noticing and relaxing, make of grasping and absurdity. Let's do this for the next 24 breaths. Noticing and relaxing, make of grasping and absurdity. Noticing and relaxing, make of grasping and absurdity. Noticing and relaxing, make of grasping and absurdity. One moment, if you please. So I'm going to swap this out. Please bear with me. Insert pictures, this device. Let's go to, oh goodness, let's go to downloads, and let's go to wallpaper and N, and let's see here. Well, that's weird. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. Okay, we're going to hit share and download and download and close. We're going back over to going back over to the text. We're going to hit insert. Pictures, this device. We're going up. Okay, let's see if this fits on the screen. It does. Cool. I'm going to hit copy. And we're going to continue. Thank you for indulging the editing. Noticing and relaxing make of duality and absurdity. 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 Welcome to the second of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right ring finger, upon the tip of our left ring finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the navel region of our mid-abdomen. Let us physically relax as best we can during each exhalation as we gently recite, noticing and relaxing make of grasping and absurdity. Noticing and relaxing make of grasping and absurdity. Whoopsie, my mistake. Let's try that again. That's what we call an editing opportunity. That's it. Paste. Excellent. Thank you very much. Noticing and relaxing make of duality and absurdity. 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 Welcome to the third of 5 mindful crease counting meditations. Let us rest the great knuckle at the base of our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger. Palms up in our lap. Okay, what's going on here? Let's adjust this real quick. Let's hit home and left margin, tab. Okay. Tab. And 1. Okay, that's not gonna do it, is it? Here we go. Okay, so let's just put it the way it was. Okay, well, so much for that. That was what we call a snipe hunt. So, doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the heart region of our chest. During our exhalation, let us physically relax as best we can as we chant these. Let's see, 3, 6, 8 words. Not really chant, just recite. Noticing and relaxing make of duality and absurdity. 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 Welcome to the 4th of 5th Mindful Crease Counting Meditations. Let us rest the tip of each of our left fingers upon the great knuckles of our right hand and invert this, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the region of our throat that feels as if it tightens just before we cry. Noticing and relaxing make of duality and absurdity. 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 Notice, so someone has asked a good question, so let's explore this right now. By the way, good morning, Shivi. So I'm going to tap button 8. And let's see here. Let's go over here and tap this button. Shivi wrote, I've noticed that diet in a stressful situation can trigger my sympathetic parasympathetic nervous system to act up. Besides mindfulness meditation, are there any other ways we can calm down and reset? So you ask a really important question. So our central nervous response, let's try that again. Our central nervous system evolved to have a dynamic response to stressors in an effort to keep us alive. So if we were to ask Prahe Vajra, he would say, peace and fear are just emotions. So if we say, I must flee fear and chase peace, we are falling into duality of shoving and pulling, or pushing or pulling, or dreading or desiring. And so the goal is to be able to notice what we're experiencing and make peace with what we're experiencing. We still recognize hot is hot and cold is cold and safe is safe and peril is peril. We can still recognize those things. We're not being asked to lobotomize ourselves. But as long as we're forever pushing and pulling, we are slaves of duality. Now, a question can be asked, won't that make of us a doormat? No, it won't, because the more time we spend in mindfulness and meditation, the more that our choices and our utterances and our deeds flow, not from scattered spontaneity, but from centered spontaneity. Allow me to elaborate. So, few of us are omnipotent entities able to control circumstances or beings with the snap of a finger. I think that belongs to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't think either of us are Doctor Strange. However, there are certain things we can do to increase our physiological resiliency. For instance, practicing sleep hygiene, doing what you can to consistently get to bed before 12. If you can get to bed before 11, even better. Do what we can consistently to get 8 hours sleep or as close as we can. Assuming our sleep begins before 12 because we're wired to respond to dawn. We don't want to undermine our diurnal neural pathways. There's a myth that some people are diurnal and some are nocturnal, but a careful examination of our physiology reveals no. We don't have the eyes of a nocturnal creature. We have the eyes of a diurnal creature. So we have to find a way to live in harmony with that facet of our neural architecture. Additionally, we want to make sure we hydrate. We're drinking enough water. We want to make sure that we're eating, and I'm going to go over this, I think, in tonight's lesson, that we're eating a whole food vegan diet. In the description area below their video, there are a ton of free resources on the internet to help you. Resources by people who have, who are lifelong chefs, people who have masters in public health, people who are MDs, really smart individuals who can help you figure out how to sustainably transition to a whole food vegan diet. Not only is it great for the animals that you are not paying to be killed, not only is it good for the planet, it's optimal for our bodies. Some people would say, but we need protein. Well, tell that to the gorilla, tell that to the elephant, tell that to the rhino. The biggest land mammals are vegan. People will say, but what about B12? B12 doesn't come from animals. It comes from bacteria laid in water. And in civilization, there is less B12 to be had. And so all entities, vegan, vegetarian, omnivorous, and what's it called? Carnivore alike, have to supplement with B12. So that's like a false argument, or a poor faith argument. I forgot the entity, but an international UN recognized medical body has determined that a well-planned vegan diet is that every entity, every human, and every stage of life can thrive on a calorically sufficient, well-planned vegan diet. So what does it mean? Well, no matter what you do, if you're only given 300 calories a day, you're going to get sick and die. Um, but assuming that one's diet is well planned and whole food, we can thrive. Not just survive, but thrive. A whole food vegan diet is the leading cause in reduction of all-cause mortality. If you want to do what you can to avoid cancer, if you want to avoid heart disease, if you want to avoid stroke, if you want to avoid and the like, a whole food vegan diet is going to help. Now, anytime you change your diet, there's going to be an adjustment period. I mean, if you subsided on nothing but Hershey's bars and milk, and you transitioned to any other diet, your body's going to freak out. But within a month or less, your body will be much healthier. But you will still experience, this is important, write this down, no matter how many hours you sleep, no matter how much fresh air or sunshine or exercise or whole food vegan diet meals you consume, you will still be subject to the full spectrum of human perceptions and human emotions and human intentions. Will still be subject to the full spectrum of human thoughts and human memories and human imaginings. From the interesting to the boring, from the glorious to the grotesque. So we can live, in terms of lifestyle medicine, we can live impeccably and still will sweat in the summer, we will shiver in the winter. We are still subject to our circumstances. We are still subject to our relationships. We are still subject to our own minds, which have evolved to push our buttons as a survival mechanism. The test of spirituality is not how much of a shit show we find ourselves in. The test of our spirituality is how much can we accept of the shit show we find ourselves in. We cannot talk our way out of what we feel. That's a great way to exhaust our prefrontal cortex and induce depression. We don't want that. By cooperating with our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems to notice and to release, we're able to make the most. But even if you do everything impeccably, even if you breathe and consume nutrients and excrete waste and get fresh air and sunshine and exercise and meditate, you will still get older. You will still fall ill. You will still die. Some people will be kind to you. Some people will be cruel to you. Some people's cruelty will be malicious. Some people's cruelty will be negligent. Stuff is still going to happen. The rain falls on the wicked and the righteous alike. And so to tie this up in a big red bow, one of my teachers said this, and it was rather clever. If we go on a long trip, perhaps a car trip across the nation, we will have to stay at a series of motels. And each time we enter a motel room, we might make little adjustments here and there to make it just so and to make it more suitable for our needs and preferences. But come the next morning, we've got to get back in the car and go down the road to the next motel room. Similarly, Just as when watching a film, we're seeing a series of stills moving very fast to create the illusion of motion. It's called the persistence of vision. Likewise, our life is flickering metaphorically from circumstance to circumstance to circumstance to circumstance. And yes, there are some things we can do to mitigate some circumstances to some degree. We're always going from circumstance to circumstance to circumstance to circumstance to circumstance. That's the nature of all life as we know it in this universe. There's change, and there's chaos, and there's interdependence. And there's death. But when we look at the life stories of the great luminaries, Lao Tzu, who gave us the Tao Te Ching, Gautama, who gave us Buddhism, the Christ, who gave us Jesus, who gave us Christianity. When you look at Yongjia Xuanzhui or Prahe Vajra, great contemplatives, they all had sufferings, they all died. Meditation is not an end run around the vicissitudes of life. It's not a free ticket, get out of jail card for the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Shit's gonna happen. Also, wonderful things are gonna happen. The key to making it through life as peacefully as possible is to cooperate with the architecture of our central nervous system. Some people would say, I don't like people, people hurt my feelings, I'm going to live as a hermit. But we evolved to have a secondary reward system that is oxytocin-oriented, that finds meaning and satisfaction in cooperation. And so if we isolate ourselves from all people all the time, we will also be isolating ourselves from true fulfillment. This was warned against by Prahe Vajra. This is warned against by the great luminaries who were always happy to gently and respectfully help others who sought their help, as opposed to obnoxiously and overbearingly try to convince others that they needed their help. I hope this helps. Oh, I see a second one. Thanks, Lama. Sometimes after a day of poor diet, I feel my nervous system is on fire and I struggle. I can notice it more clearly the more I've been learning. No worry, no worry. So, yes, you're exactly right. We live in a world of cause and effect, where if we don't drink enough water, we die. If we don't breathe enough air, we die. If we don't eat enough food, eventually we die. If we eat the wrong food, we get sick. If we eat the wrong food, we experience systemic inflammation, which has a profound effect on our body and our brain and our emotions. So yes, by all means, eat the healthiest food you can find. Something, where I live, there's an Instant Pot, and in the Instant Pot I can cook rice, and in the Instant Pot I can cook beans. And I can slice up vegetables and have a salad. Or I can slice up vegetables and put them in the Instant Pot. And all these things are doable. It is possible to thrive in a whole food vegan diet on poverty wages, shopping at the dollar store. It's not glamorous, but it's doable. Excellent. Well, let's continue. Before the time and tide wait for no man, let us continue. And thank you for sharing. Noticing and relaxing make of duality and absurdity. 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 We come to the fifth of 5 mindful crease counting meditations, where we rest the great knuckle of our right index finger upon the tip of our left. Noticing and relaxing make of duality and absurdity. 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 You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 8¾ hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.